Welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, guys. So we officially got the grapple on the front of the tractor. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet.
Nope. So we, as in tractor people.
Well, tractor peeps came by on Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Put it on, did everything, but he told us that it wasn't opening and closing. And I said, well, is that because we have, here if you want to look at this.
Where is it?
That's our add. If you get the bubble down here, we need add. This is the full for hydraulics. So the bubble's filling up. So I've got this hydraulic fluid. That I'm adding. So I'm seeing if my bubble goes away. So far it doesn't.
If only it was that easy.
Yeah. But anyway, so the guy said, hey, there's a lot of different fluids you could add in. But he said, in all seriousness, just get the John Deere stuff for the John Deere. I guess mechanics over there said they have things come through with problems. And it's usually related because they had hydraulics. They use cheap hydraulic fluid. He said it is more expensive a little bit. But he goes, it's worth it from the repair side. So, whatever. So I'm using it. And then this filter has a screen on the bottom, or this funnel has a screen, and it's taking forever. So I might take that out.
All right, so here's the grapple. And it's all hooked up. And it looks really nice. It's just too bad that we have to take it off. We had to get some forks to finish unloading our trailer so we can go get some posts today. But then we'll re-hook up the grapple and get to see it in action later as we worked on our clearing project. They look nice. Nice and big.
I just would have thought I would have seen a little bit more bubble movement. Oh! We have an eternal bubble down in our fill spot.
Eternal bubble.
Yeah, go look at our little bubble.
All right, excuse me.
What do you mean?
Bubble, but it's filling.
There we go. And is this gallon number 2 we're working on?
Yep.
Gallon number 2, and I actually got the High Guard low viscosity. And I said, luckily I told him, I said, so this is for 5075. He's like, oh, you don't want low viscosity. We like it viscous. So he told me I had to get this other one.
Oh, okay.
Now my hand has,
Oil all over it.
yeah, I can't. So good thing I said something. So you might be mindful of that as you start fresh in your experiences. I guess there's different viscosities that you need to pay attention to. So always tell them what kind of tractor you have, and hopefully they'll guide you correctly.
That's an expensive mistake, I would say.
Yep. It's like a little bit there, now it's like halfway.
Well, if that fills up, is any slower than this thing goes in.
Oh, it's finally going all the way down.
I'm wondering if that's just taking a while to respond.
All right, let's see that tape. You calling it good? You finished?
I'm going to run it and then refill it after that.
Okay. Alright, so you started it, and it looks like it got sucked up really good, but I might be wrong. I don't know. Nope. So you started it, and he... Yep.
That is not open.
It opened a tiny bit.
Yeah.
It did do something, just not quite what we need yet. Alright, it looked like, yeah, the whole...
Give me the funnel.
It got sucked in. Clark, funnel's right over there on the stairs. Yeah, protective devices. Yeah, you don't like those, do you?
There. Pokey pokey.
Now, where's the gun?
Were you saying I don't like protective?
That's what I'm saying. It inhibits the flow.
Watch the bubble.
Let's see if YouTube has anything to say about that. Right?
I'm sure they'll have plenty of things to say.
Daddy?
Now it's flowing. Tell me when you see that thing filling up. It's a lot faster, I'll tell you that.
All right, so there goes the second gallon. And I bet those hydraulic lines sure filled up and stole all that fluid. It's full. Alright, well, we can't blame it on the hydraulic fluid now. It is definitely full. Oh, opened a little bit.
So the grapple isn't working. They're on the remote, on the joystick. There's two buttons this way, and then there's a top button. The two buttons side to side should open and close the grapple. And when the guy came over this week to deliver this one and replace the other one because it had the wrong attachment hookup, he said it looks like there might be that problem, but he thought it was just a fluid being low, so that's why we added fluid, but it turns out it's not. So that top button, if I push it, will incrementally open the jaws, but there's no way to close it again. So I opened it so we could go ahead and actually rest it upward to make getting it on easier, but they hooked up the joystick wrong when they put the third function remotes in, so we can't use it again this week. So this is the kind of crap that you deal with, right? Today, there's no grapple again. But we got the Dan user auger off, so now it's time to go get some wood posts.
All right, so we just cut down a bunch of more trees. And you can see we had to start a new pile, and it's really hard to see over there because it was really hard to keep piling on our massive pile. Let's get these guys cleaned up. All right, so Jeff's back with the posts. Here's 100 of them. All lined up. He's coming to grab them with the forks. At least the top layer. Alright, I would like to say that was his first try. Good job, baby.
I don't know how much this weighs.
So let's see if we can lift this. Ooh, we'll lift it off that trailer.
So our first attempt didn't work very well. There's a lot of weight up front. I don't know how much these weigh. I think the guy projected maybe 2,500 to 3,000 pounds each bundle, but it's pressure treated posts, 10 foot long, 5-inch in diameter. There's 32 in a bundle. So I'm going to try this, that I'm just worried that if I was to drop this down, it's just gonna carry the momentum. I'm not even getting traction. So we're gonna try and lift it up, and Nathan or somebody's gonna pull the trailer out. And then if I can slowly get it to a lower elevation, maybe it'll be more manageable. And if at least it does drop, it won't flip the tractor, you know, it just wouldn't be so drastic. So we're gonna try that and see. I don't wanna have to unbundle him if possible. the tractor, after he got the trailer out, there's some rolling boards that are on top to be the spacer between the two bundles. And as he's pulling out, it's kind of lifting up and down a little bit on there as it's rolling because it's not an equal log. Anyway, at that point, after he got out, the tractor, I could feel it starting to go a little bit more towards that front corner, and the back tire was already off. So if I was to start dropping it slowly and it starts to give that extra little push, it's just gonna kind of, I felt, take it. So I just let it go down to the ground and concrete and stop. And then we just barely squeaked it. So this last bit I can't pick up anyway. We're just gonna do it by hand and get a move on.
No helper.
Daddy got this one.
All the way around.
Get close to you? Good? Okay guys, so we are trying to try our hand at a little stump removal. So we have got a trailer or a tire that's from Buckman, my 1970 C600, 2.5 ton truck. Split rim, tire's super old. I'm half expecting it to blow up as we do this, but we are trying to chain up these stumps and pull it backwards with a tractor to see if it'll come up. And I kind of think we're getting thwarted. So we've been using the strap, a big yellow strap, 3,500 pound towing capacity on it, and it keeps stripping up, going up the post. So now we're gonna try a chain and see if the chain will work. I don't know if it's gonna grip any better though. Not sure this is really gonna work, to be honest with you. Really not sure this is gonna work. But now that we have women here, failure is not an option.
That's right. Show us what you men are made
Your
of.
expectations should be nice and high now.
Yeah.
We like it when you guys are nice and high. Your expectations.
Sexy women are always the encouragement for men to strut their stuff, right?
That's right.
Why do you think we're here? The only reason why I
All right, Nathan, it's on now. All I got to do is go backwards. You're the one who has to strap this sucker. Probably the wrong tree to start this with. That's a pretty stout little stump. It's not coming. I'm afraid to blow that tire. This one's not coming.
Yeah.
Did it come out of the ground at all?
It came out a little bit, but not much.
So is the tire
The
supposed
problem-
to roll?
Well, it'll roll as it's pushing back, but
Right.
it's not supposed to spin.
Yeah.
The problem, Jeff, is I cannot get the tire up against the tree stump because of...
Well, should we try some of these smaller ones that maybe aren't quite as...
Yeah, we can pull back and we'll try that first sugar gum stump right there.
Just this guy right here?
Yeah.
All right, so Nathan and Owen set up the chain on this little stump and the tire. Let's see how stump number 2 goes.
Start the pull. This sucks. I just don't want to get whipped.
All right, so stump number 2 failed.
Okay, so I don't think this idea is going to work very well. And either the ground is really dry or we got some insanely grounded roots. So I don't know if the tractor with a grapple is going to do much any different, but next week it should be raining a bunch. Maybe we'll try it again next week, but Is it okay if we just kind of sawed them off at ground level with the animals' mind? Let me know. That might be our only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi. So anyway, bring it back to felling trees. Okay, so I'll just mention, I'm not Safety Sam or Safety Steve or the uncle, Safety Sebastian. So any of these things that we're doing with the chainsaw, no, I'm not wearing chaps, no, I don't have ear protection or head protection. If you notice that last week and this week, what we're really focusing on is just the smaller stuff that doesn't have really a big canopy. So anything that doesn't have a lot of limbs up above it at all, small things, can't see jack with gloves on, you know, maybe a couple inches in diameter, and you're just getting this underbrush out of the way. So we're not felling 70-foot tall trees here, we're just doing sapling crap that's like 20 feet tall. We'll get back to our regularly scheduled program. Go, dog, go!
Find a vine?
Yeah.
Is it your friend?
No.
No, never.
It's one of those.
Bad vine. What you doing, bud?
Jimmy, Pikey.
You gonna go, those little guys? There's a lot. Take it down, girl. Looking tree, time to die.
Okay, so I've been like totally geeking out over like cutting down trees and other things like that on YouTube. Anyway, this is not a tutorial, but I am just proud that my little cut, anyway, I did the little wedge thing, about a third of the way in, I was maybe a little bit over, did the top, this thing popped out, I didn't overcut, I'm all super proud of myself, you should be too, Mimi.
Oh, such a nice stump, honey.
Reward me.
Hold on, I got something for you.
Mimi. All right, anyway, so I back cut on the back side, and it was parallel, I'm all doing good, and my little wedge right here ended up just being about 3/4 of an inch. It's only like this big of a tree, so it's not like it's huge. And it fell right where we wanted. So hey, nobody got killed, and I thought I did a pretty good job.
All right, so this is our first line, and we're gonna show you, just as I pivot around, all the awesome progress. And over here, I really need to just walk in. And here we are. And for this little tiny section of pine trees, Jeff's gonna get the mower and just take it down. And right there, right through there, is the pretty pasture that Jeff mowed already. So we've broken through. There is a little entrance over there. And then all of this is now really cleared, which is really nice. Now over there at the back side, it's still pretty wooded, but we definitely have some area for the buffalo to roam. Thanks for coming out and playing at the ranch today.
Right, it was so much fun to be stabbed by thousands of thorns.
We wanted to make sure you had a souvenir when you got home.
Right? Hey, gotta use my machete.
Yeah, you did.
So today we made a lot of progress, but we had a lot of failures. So we can't still use the grapple, of course, and our tree stump pulling methods were botched. So anyway, I think it's looking a lot clearer. I do really want to know any suggestions. Is it worth getting a mulcher guy to come out like we had before? it's a 10-hour minimum with him, but he can just crank through this, and now that we've cleared out a lot of dead weight, maybe that's a good plus. Or do I rent an excavator, spend about half the amount doing that as a mulcher, and then I have to sit there and pluck every single one of these. And there's a lot of little stumps. So it is raining next week, so maybe that'll change things. Maybe it'll be easier if we actually get the grapple working. They're gonna have to take it back to the shop, probably, maybe, and rewire stuff. So give us your input. We're glad you could join us. Appreciate you always watching the videos. Like and subscribe as always, but we'll keep coming back, especially next week is Thanksgiving. So hopefully more time at the ranch. All right, see you then.